What is going on, people? TripleM back again with another video. It's a daily dose of football content, and today I am fuming because Manchester United got absolutely obliterated and demolished at the Etihad. Honestly, it was not even close, despite the fact that we scored 3 goals and the second half was very flimsy, very lethargic, very much careless from Manchester City. It was not an accurate representation of the first 45 minutes. That game was done and dusted at half-time. In fact, some might argue it was done and dusted within the first half an hour, because Manchester City's stats in the first 40 minutes, right? This is their stats. They had 264 passes played, which is almost double the passes that we had in the first half, for context. They had 89% pass accuracy and I believe around 70% possession in the first 40 minutes. They scored 4 goals. Okay, in the first 40 minutes, they scored 4 goals and had 10 shots. Actually, 10 shots on target, 15 shots total. Come full time, they had 17 shots in our box alone. In our box alone. I don't think they took any long-range shots, apart from maybe one, where Kevin De Bruyne took a shot and it looped in and David De Gea basically tapped it over the post. That could have easily been 7. That could have easily been 7. Looking at their statistics here on SofaScore, they actually had more successful counter-attacks than us. They had more counter-attacks than us, yet we were clearly trying to do that to them. What did I say in my preview before the game? I don't usually do previews, but the video that I talked about Martial being back in training, what did I say towards the end of that video? We cannot go to the Etihad and try to hit them on the break. This is not the Pep Guardiola who played against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's learned his lessons. He's adapted. He's evolved. He's matured. And so have those players. You can't just go to the Etihad and rely on pacing behind because Rashford has been quick and he's been, playing well against Leicester City and Southampton. This ain't Leicester. This ain't Southampton. This ain't Arsenal, with all due respect. It's Manchester City, the champions of England. Erling Haaland with a dazzling performance. Phil Foden with a magnificent display of just wizardry. And then you've got Kevin De Bruyne, who's just on another level. He's got some other telepathy with Haaland. He's damn near a cheat code. You can't just play against world-class players and expect to exploit them with pacing behind. Your tactics have to be more sophisticated than that. It doesn't take a UEFA B licensed coach to recognize that. I don't care what your qualifications are in football. I don't care if you've never analyzed the game of football in your life. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to recognize that Manchester City were clearly expecting us to play on the counter. Where is the nuance? Where is the sophistication? I understand individual performances play a part. I get that. I completely understand that some of those players have to look in the mirror after today's performance, but it was very clear that they were instructed to play in transition and play long balls. It's such a basic and lazy, naive way to play football. You're 1-0 down within the first 7 minutes against your rivals at the Etihad in a hostile environment away from home. Why not just try to hold the ball, even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes, to slow down the game and try take control of the momentum? It's not that difficult. And you know what's even more frustrating? After the first half an hour, if you go back and watch the game, Manchester City's press was not as intense. They went back to the second gear. In fact, an easy way to prove it is go look at Erling Haaland's last 2 goals to complete his hat-trick, and then go look at Phil Foden's last 2 goals as well. Tell me what you notice about those goals. I'll tell you. Spoiler alert, there wasn't that many people in the box with blue shirts. There wasn't that many bodies forward. Manchester City knew that game was won in the first half an hour, and they basically just sat a lot deeper than they otherwise would. That tells you that Manchester United completely misread the situation, because at that point, you take advantage of the lack of intensity. You take advantage of the lack of press, and you hold the damn ball. You don't just play a 60-yard pass just praying somehow it lands at Marcus Rashford's feet. Then what? You still got to get past Nathan Ake. You still got to get past Kyle Walker. You still got to get past Cancelo. You still got to then get past Edison and score. You can't just hit a 60-yard long ball and expect it to magically end in a one-on-one situation. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Not against Manchester City. You need to be more sophisticated. It's so predictable. And you know what frustrates me the most? It isn't even the way we play today. It's the fact that these issues existed before today's game. People are going to pretend like today is a freak result and they didn't see it coming. Hello, against Leicester, we only scored 1 goal. Against Southampton, we didn't play that well. Against Arsenal, they were the better team. Anybody who's being objective and takes off their rose-tinted glasses can tell you that Arsenal were the better team. So the performances in the last few games, there was glaring weaknesses and clear problems. Why are we surprised out of the clear blue sky that we've lost to Manchester City? Did we not lose 4-0 to Brentford a few weeks ago? Did we not lose 4-1 to Manchester City a year ago in this very same stadium? Did we not get piped by Liverpool? Yes, we beat them this season, but very recently they destroyed us and demolished us at Old Trafford. This is not a freak result. This is not a blip. This is not just a blemish on Erik ten Hag's record. This is a continual problem that existed under the previous regime and is carried over into the new era. And whilst I don't blame Erik ten Hag fully for what went wrong today, he's got to take some of the responsibility. And those players do as well. It just, oh my word. And you know, United fans will hit you with this logic. Why would you change a winning team? Why would you change a winning team? We've won 4 games in the bounce. Don't change anything. Just play the same team. What an idiotic mentality. Manchester City have won so many Premier League titles. You know what they do? They change their team every bloody season. They don't just get to the top of the summit and go, oh yeah, we're at the top of the mountain now. We're just going to rinse and repeat to stay up here. No, that's a terrible way to approach life. Any successful business, any successful football club, any successful individual is constantly evolving, is constantly looking obsessively for things to improve about themselves. It's not rocket scientists. I mean, it's not rocket science. It really isn't rocket science. You need to improve. You need to evolve. You need to look for holes. And the holes were clear. What did I say about Scott McTominay? These performances are not sustainable. We're still playing without a actual CDM. And what happens? We concede 6 goals at the Etihad. Oh, who could have called that? Oh, who could have called that? I certainly couldn't have. I'm just being a genius in hindsight, right? I'm just overreacting. It's not like I've been talking about this for 4 weeks. Who could have possibly called that Marcus Rashford playing up front is not going to be sustainable against good opposition? Oh, yeah, it must have taken a mystic to do that, because a regular fan, just a Twitter coach on the internet, you couldn't have possibly called that, right? Right? It's just a freak result. I'm fuming, fam. I'm fuming. Oh my God, my head is hot. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I feel like a fool because I was actually excited for today's game. But anyways, props to Manchester City. Well done to them. I'm sure from a neutral point of view, this was a fantastic way to end off the weekend, because now you get to laugh at Manchester United on top of what happened in the North London Derby and in the rest of the other games in the Premier League. I mean, Liverpool dropped points as well. So as long as you're not a Liverpool fan or a United fan or a Spurs fan, you probably had a great weekend. You probably had a fantastic weekend. But this is not a freak result. This is not just a one-off thing. We weren't just unlucky today. These issues have been there for a while. And I'm sick and tired when things are going well, people telling me, oh, well, you're not qualified to talk about football. So actually, you just need to stop being so negative. Oh, I'm negative now, am I? I'm negative now. I guess we just keep the same team. After losing 6-3 to Man City, it's okay because it's a winning team. We'll just play it next game. See what happens then.